What's good, people? Back with another video. What are you subscribers saying? Listen, man, it's dark outside already. It's getting colder, so I've got my cup of tea. In fact, I've got a moringa tea. Yeah, man. It's cold. It's not warm anymore. It's dark. And the darkness is something that we're not scared to go into as Arsenal fans. You know what I mean? We were born in the darkness. And this is where we start to really accelerate and drive and push for this Premier League. All of us want us to be in a 10-point lead by Christmas and have that cushion, that security. And this run of games was supposed to be a run of games where we were going to get maximum points, the likes of Burnley and Sunderland. However, this was before the start of the season. We looked at Burnley and Sunderland, both newly promoted to the Premier League. And generally what happens is those teams become the whipping boys, ended up going back down, and one of them may struggle and stay up. But they're all doing all right. Well, let's say Leeds and Sunderland especially, doing really well. Fourth in the league. Stadium of Light, it's a big stadium. They're a big club. They've got their derby back, the Sunderland-Newcastle derby. They're, like I say, fourth in the league. I'm going to put this on the screen. They're fourth in the league. They've got 18 points, so they're only 7 points behind us, plus 4 goal difference. Listen, Sunderland should not be fourth in the league. We know this. Start of the season, no one predicted Sunderland to be top 4. Nobody. Not one pundit if they're lying to you. Get my man, the HMRC guys, to go and check, because no one predicted this. No one's got receipts for this. But that being said, we all know that Sunday's a big game. Sorry, Saturday's a big game. 5:30 kickoff, because Granit Xhaka is back against Arsenal. Now, he was one of my favourite players for Arsenal. Heart on his sleeve, passion, leader, captain. To me, he was like that's what you want your captain to be like. Granit Xhaka. Don't get me wrong, he got a few red cards and that here and there, but scored some absolute belters as well. You know what I mean? But listen, he's back. They're at home. Oh, they're gonna be up for this game. He's gonna be up for this game. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be tough. The predictions I checked online. Apparently, with 69% chance of winning. At Sunderland, 11% chance of winning. 20% chance of a draw. Now, let me tell you now. My score prediction, if you go back and watch my previous video, I predicted us to win 3-0. We won 3-0. The previous one before that, I predicted it correct as well. Today, this weekend, I'm going with 2-0 to Arsenal. And I might even try and tell you the goal scorers. Sorry, but it's actually quite difficult. I would say this is the toughest season to pick Arsenal's first 11. Starting 11, first 11. I would say so. With the injuries and the rotation, people getting little knocks here and there, it's actually quite difficult to pick our starting 11, which I don't mind. I think that's cool. No problem at all. It means that we're rotating and it's better for the players that are getting minutes, etc. But what I will say is, goal scoring wise, I feel that this, I want to say 2-0. Like I said, I want to say Gabriel is going to get one of the goals. I feel like if Mourinho is playing number 9, he's going to score. I feel like if Mourinho is playing number 9, he's going to score. We saw it last season when he had to jump in and play number 9. He was scoring goals for fun. You saw it in the Champions League. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised. I know I predicted 2-0, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mourinho's got a hat-trick in him somewhere. This could be the game. Prove me wrong, I hope it is. But I'm going to say Gabriel Mourinho, 2-0 Arsenal. There you go, I said it. Anyway, Sunderland's current form. Sunderland they've only lost 1 in the last 3 or 4 games. So they're doing all right. And they beat, who did they beat recently? They've lost 1 in the last 5. They beat Chelsea, that was it. They beat Chelsea. I can't remember what the score was, but they beat Chelsea. Chelsea aren't easy to beat. Chelsea are unpredictable again this season as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Never know what you're going to get. But they beat Chelsea. No one would predict Sunderland to beat Chelsea at the start of the season. This is not funny. Someone said to me, in fact, the missus said to me, could you imagine if Arsenal don't win the league this year because Sunderland beat them to it? A newly promoted side like Sunderland, underdogs, beat us to the Premier League. Could you imagine that? I don't even want to entertain that thought. We didn't even have a conversation after that. I didn't want to entertain the thought. Stop the conversation. She laughed. She left the room. That was it. We can't talk about that. It's not happening. Anyway, Arsenal. We haven't played Sunderland in time actually, but when we did play them, we haven't lost to Sunderland in years. Years. So I remember we beat them 4-1. No, in the League Cup it was 5-1. Eddie Nketiah scored a hat-trick, blood. That's how I remember it. Yeah. Other than that, I can't remember the games. They were years ago. But I know we haven't lost to Sunderland in about 10, 12 years. It's been a while. We're not about to start either, so don't even try it. Right, so they're fourth in the Prem. They've lost 1 in the last 5 games. I'll put all that stuff on the screen for you guys. But my starting 11 against Sunderland this weekend, David Raya, Premier League's #1 goalkeeper, is starting 100%. Obviously, we know he can work from home. Obviously, we know he's got nothing to do. But I feel like this game, he's going to have to make some saves. I guarantee Granit Xhaka is not allowing David Raya to go home without making a save from him or his fellow teammates. It's not going to happen. I know for a fact. Granit Xhaka's one of them players. He's not going to have a bar of it. He's like kind of one of the man them. Even though he's from Switzerland, he's still one of the man them. Do you get it? In defence, this has been my defence every single frigging game, lad. And I refuse to change it because I believe it's the best defence we have. Left back, Miles Lewis-Skelly. I keep telling you, lot, Miles Lewis-Skelly is the best left back in the Premier League. When he goes to the World Cup, everyone's going to be like, oh my God, he's the best Premier League, best left back in the world. Watch. Just wait. Miles Lewis-Skelly is the best left back in the Premier League. 100%. 100%. All he's got to do is start scoring a few goals here and there, and then that's it, everyone's going to be blown away. He scored a few last season. If he took a few more shots, he probably would score a few more. Centre backs, Gabriel, Saliba. I don't know. I don't have any words anymore. There's nothing more I can say to tell you how good they've been this season. There's nothing more I can say. The clean sheets speak for themselves. The amount of goals you've conceded, they speak for themselves. The amount of points we have, points we've not dropped, speak for themselves. And then you've got Jurriën Timber, right back. There's no way White's getting back into the team at the minute, man. Timber's on smoke, blood. He's on smoke. So that's the defence. It's always midfield that gets a bit techie, and then the forwards is always injuries. That's how it seems to be this season. But midfield, I think Zubi's still got a knock. Not quite sure. But my midfield anyway was not including Zubimendi because of the knock anyway. So I'd like to see Declan Rice. I think he's been great this season. I think his set piece ability is getting better. Even how could he get better after those 2 goals against Real Madrid? But he's still getting better. I'd like to see him take more free kick shots on goal. That if he adds that to his game on a permanent basis, then crazy. I don't want to hear the comparisons to other midfielders at the minute because he's just way above them all. Declan Rice in midfield. I want to see Wanyeri and Eze. Now the reason I say this, I keep saying this every week. I feel like our midfield only needs one holding, controlling midfielder, and then we need legs. We need people that go forward with the ball. Because at the minute, it's like people are going to put in Zubimendi and Rice, or they're going to put in Mourinho and Rice, or Norgard, and it's like, you're not taking in what's happening right now this season. You're really not watching the game or understanding what's going on. We have the best defence in the league, the best defence in the Champions League. We don't need more defensive players in the midfield as well. We've already got the best defence. Do you understand? So now we need to go and attack and kill off the games. because that's what we weren't doing last season. We still had a good defence last year. We weren't killing off games. Get Eze, get Wanyeri in that midfield, get them going forward, penetrating their defence, and really, listen, putting them on the back foot and attack, and being able to actually counter attack. When we get the ball in those positions, we've got Wanyeri and Eze that have got speed. And then when we look at our forwards, I want Saka on the right. I want Trossard on the left. And I want Mikel Merino up top. Now, I was going to say something crazy. I was going to say Saka on the left and Dalman on the right, which I still think would make sense. But I don't think it's going to happen. And people just think, like, oh, why are you saying silly things like this? I think that is the best thing to do right now. I feel like Saka on the left causes problems on the left. We can start causing more. Trossard's good, but I feel like his decision making sometimes isn't as good as Saka's, and it's evident when you watch the game. If you watch the game, you'll see it. I'm not saying he's not played well. I'm not saying he's not been a great addition to the squad this year. I'm not saying that, but some of his decision making, when he can get the foul so many times if he just cuts through with the ball and holds onto it more, but he shows too much of the ball. Or he will take on the defender, it will beat the defender and then stop. And then start again, and it's like, you already beat the defender, man. Go forward and take the cross. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so Eze, Ranieri, and then I want Saka, Mourinho, and Trossard. Now, what my thought process is to this is because after 60, 70 minutes, we should be in control of the game. Then we can take off people like Ranieri or Eze and bring on Norgard and Zubimendi and just shore up the defence and make sure we don't do anything silly or concede. Could bring off Saka to rest him and bring on Max Dalman. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We've got the players to do this. We've got Anus Harriman Anus. It's just my double, triple bar name, man. I keep forgetting, yeah, Anus, who can play up front if we need to. We've got these players now. We don't need to be stressing. You get what I'm trying to say? There's no stress, bro. Anyway, 2-0 to the Arsenal. Sunderland, you're not getting a win at the Stadium of Light this weekend, bro. It's not going to happen, mate. We're coming there to get all the points, every single point, and we're leaving with a clean sheet. We're leaving with a clean sheet. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys shortly after the game. Peace.